Testing. One, two, three, four. And we're live. Hey everyone. Well, you're probably not seeing this live. You're probably seeing the recording because that's 98% of the people see the recording. But hi. Yeah. What a wonderful community we have. I wish we could all gather in person. That would be awesome. We would need a fairly large arena that could hold nearly 10,000 people. Actually, about 7,500 group members are actively engaged. Facebook tells me that, are actively visiting the group and reading posts and so on. So, of course, only a small number of people comment and post in the group, which is probably good because it would just be an avalanche otherwise. But yeah, over 7,000 active members and such a strong, vibrant community, so much love and support here for the spiritual journey. Very happy about that. Okay, community updates. I have a bunch. Please watch the video to the end so you can get all the community updates. Okay, first off, we have our own website now, which is, we call it Tantrika Online, and it's an LMS. It's a learning management system. We call it an online learning portal, and we built it really totally in-house, 100% in-house, and with the support from all of you guys. You guys buying paid courses enabled us to then use that revenue to create this new website, this new learning portal, and we're still in the process of creating it. So I want to acknowledge, first off, there are growing pains, meaning to say, building this all from scratch in-house with software developers in India that we know well, but they've never actually done this before. We wanted to do it with our existing team instead of contracting it out. So they built it, and they had never built anything like this before. So there are still bugs we're working out. That's what I'm referring to as the growing pains. And so we haven't solved all the bugs yet, but we are working on it. And they've only affected 10 or 15% of the community members that are on the site. So thank you so much for your patience. If you're having issues, well, we're probably working on exactly those issues. But if you want one-on-one customer support, please do email Catherine. We just have, one student support person, but she's amazing. So you can email Catherine for help, but probably we're working on exactly the problem that you're experiencing if you are experiencing one. So we're getting there. Thank you so much for being on board with this communal effort of building and growing and creating. So yeah, just in case any of you think we're becoming more of a business or more corporate, this whole Tantrika Institute thing, well, we're not. We're not. We're really not. And we're not in this for the money. In fact, we haven't even broken even yet, and we don't expect to anytime soon. So just to be transparent about that reality. Okay, so we're happy to take any questions around any of these things, around any concerns anyone has. We have open dialogue. We want open dialogue, and we're going to be introducing more and more transparency as well. What else do I say? Oh yeah, we did have a hack whereby our website was hacked temporarily by a phishing operation. Some of you might have seen that, but I want to reassure everyone, all your personal data is safe. Good thing we don't store the personal data on the website itself. So the hack attempt did not compromise any personal data or financial data whatsoever. We have that in a siloed, secure area separate from the website. And I learned a lot about the dark side of the internet with this hack because it wasn't even done by a person. It was done by automated bots, automated scripts that troll the code of the internet, and they look for inadequately protected sites that are elastic, meaning to say we built an elastic site so that it can scale as the community grows. And cryptocurrency miners, they try to temporarily capture a site and use its bandwidth to do a whole bunch of processing, and then the owner of the site gets the bill, right? The $5,000 bill can show up, and you're like, what? And so we've learned a lot about that and how to, and we've raised a stronger firewall and protected the site. But that itself introduced new little bugs that we're working on. So that's the reality of it. And fortunately, again, all personal data is not at all compromised. We've checked and double checked that. So yeah, learning as we go here. Let's move on from that to, yes, announcements about upcoming stuff. So I'm here in Boulder, came here from Portugal for a few weeks, and I've been working with our brilliant videographer, Stuart, and we've been filming new course material. So next month, in January for the new year, we'll be releasing the 21-day awareness challenge, which we're very excited about. Probably not right at the beginning of the new year, maybe mid-January. So stay tuned for that. 21-day awareness challenge is where you commit to 21 continuous days of practice and contemplation for just like an hour a day or less, whatever you have time for. But we have guided meditations for you, and we have daily contemplation videos for you, and we'll be studying the 20 yamas and niyamas of tantric yoga. So some of you may not know that the tantric tradition has double the number of guidelines for an awakened life expressed in conduct, right? So these are ethical guidelines, but they're also spiritual practices. In fact, it's a kind of fascinating bunch of key terms, practices, contemplations, and ethical principles embodied in these yamas and niyamas taught in tantric texts, particularly the Sharada Tilaka. And the same list was adopted into some Hatha Yoga sources like the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Anyway, point is, 21-Day Awareness Challenge is not just for all you guys, but for all your friends as well. In fact, we've designed this course to be the most accessible course we have. So we're not getting into esoteric tantric philosophy. We're not getting into esoteric practices. It is an entry-level course that is perfect to share with all your friends and anyone who might be interested in doing a 21-day awareness challenge. We decided not to call it a meditation challenge, even though it includes daily meditation, because it's most about cultivating awareness in multiple dimensions. Okay, so we also have just filmed a new 7 Facets course. So as you might know, our kind of flagship offering at Tantrika Institute is the 7 Facets curriculum, 7 facets of the tantric path, such as spiritual philosophy, awareness cultivation, energy body work, mantra science, deity yoga, and so on. And we have 3 of the facets already up on the website. I mean, the initial courses of 3 of the facets, right? This is, there'll be much more material to come. So now we're ready to, not ready, we're almost getting ready to put up the 4th facet, which is energy body practices. And this was a wonderful one to film. And again, there'll be more content in all of these areas. For now, we're just getting the initial courses up for each of the 7 facets. So this will be the 4th out of 7 that we put up in the next, I don't know what, 45 days or something. Okay. So what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, we have our first public retreat coming up at our Portugal Retreat Center. And this will be, drum roll please, Vijnana Bhairava Tantra Intensive Retreat, meaning to say we will be doing as many practices from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra as we possibly can in one 4.5-day retreat, which, you know, is not really enough time. But later, once pandemic is well and truly behind us, we'll do a even more in-depth version of that. But we really hope some of you can come, specifically 15 or 20 of you, because that's about all we can accommodate with COVID precautions. And fortunately, that area, or the area of Portugal that our retreat center is in, is almost completely virus-free, one of the many blessings that we're experiencing there at that beautiful property. So we're building a yogashala in preparation for this first public retreat in late February, towards the end of February. So please sign up for that before the spots are filled, if you can do that. And we'll be putting up, I'll be sharing links to all these things in the comments of this video. Okay, then we're also exploring in our live webinars currently the topic of energy leaks, and we have another live webinar on Saturday. It's every Saturday. It's every Saturday at, I think, 7 p.m. UTC. So that's only for people on the new Tantrika Online learning portal. So if you want to participate in those live webinars with the community, we usually have about 108 people on the live call. Often it is, actually. Then join us, please. Love to have you. And you can jump in anytime, by the way. Lastly, the team and I, the Tantrika Institute team, we're doing kind of what you might call end of the year visioning. Tantrika Institute is just over a year old, and we are creating a clearly articulated list of our core values, which I'm really excited about, our 10 core values as a community and as an organization. And I do think these values that we're coming up with really reflect what we've learned from you guys about what you value. So it's not a top-down thing, right? It's actually an organically developed thing. That's why we didn't have it before. As we learn from you guys what's important to you and consider it within ourselves, meaning ourselves being the full-time Tantrika Institute team members, of which there's about half a dozen. Okay, so we're going to share that with you coming up here. And yeah, we're excited to be learning from our mistakes and our challenges, and making shifts to even more deeply align with our mission and how we can better live into our core values and serve you, our Kula, our beloved Kula, our community. Okay, so that is my list of stuff to share with you guys, and we'll see if there's any questions in the live comment thread. Oh yeah, thank you. We have only one full-time student support person, as I said, that's Catherine, but we do have a part-time volunteer as well, and that is Florentine, and she is equally amazing. And once it's possible, we're hoping to make her a full team member. we'll see when that happens. But she's our part-time volunteer, and she does amazingly with the little time available to her right now. So both of those folks can support you with, well, almost anything, you know. Let's see. What else? I see some loving comments of support. Okay, good. So no questions that need to be addressed. Yeah, I realize those of you in the U.S., you still can't fly to Portugal unless you have some special dispensation. But those of you in Europe, please come. There's two public retreats coming up. There's the VBT intensive at our TI retreat site, and then I'm also offering a retreat in southern Portugal at a larger facility, together with wonderful yoga teacher Sandra von Zabienski, and that is a retreat that was postponed because of the pandemic, but we're planning to have it in March. Pretty sure, yeah, end of March. Yeah, and in the VBT retreat, we're just going to be exploring as many VBT practices as we can, and they're mostly meditative practices, but they also include some very dynamic and physically active practices. So we'll just do as much of those as we can, and sure, there'll be some talks on the philosophy of the text, but it'll mainly be a practice intensive and just going deep with those practices. So that'll be wonderful. And yeah, if there's sufficient demand and if we can find a way to make it work, we would like to live stream a portion of each day so you could do a partial kind of home retreat. Usually retreats are, very full on. The ones I lead are usually, 12 or 14 hours a day. So we're not going to live stream all that. But if we live stream, I don't know, 4 hours out of each day or something like that, then it could be affordable home retreat as well. But I'm also just concerned that if everyone knows we're going to offer that, then we won't be able to fill the in-person retreat, which we really need to do. So let's just call that tentative for now. First, we got to fill up the spots on the in-person retreat, and then we can add a live stream component. Okay, I think that's it for now. I'm just going to keep this one short. Excited to connect more with you guys in all the ways that we do. And please do join Tantrika Online if you haven't yet. If you're one of those people who wants to delay joining until all the bugs have been worked out, well, we expect that to be the case within a couple weeks here. But most of them are worked out. And most people experience no problem with the website. In fact, lots of people have said they love the website. It's an amazing piece of work. So feel free to just jump in there. Okay, that's it for now. Greetings from sunny, snowy Boulder. And of course, in just a couple days, it will be winter solstice, and it will also be the most beautiful and close conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in 800 years. I don't know if you guys know about that. I'm more into the astronomy of it than the astrology of it, but Jupiter and Saturn will be right next to each other, almost as one light in the sky, which hasn't been seen in 800 years. And that will be on winter solstice night, so hopefully you have clear skies to see that. And yeah, maybe we can do a little community thing where we look up at the Jupiter-Saturn Christmas star and think of each other and send blessings and love to each other. Okay. Om. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Take care now. See you soon.